On our 5th wedding anniversary, I was scrolling through Instagram. Ethan's ideal woman, Chloe, posted the property certificate on Insta story. The address was the house where Ethan and I had lived for 5 years. The caption read, "New home, new beginning." Someone commented below "Congratulations, Chloe, good things come to those who wait." I tapped on the comment, and my phone immediately rang. Ethan's name flashed on the screen. I answered, and he immediately barked, "Are you sick in the head?" It was our 5th wedding anniversary, and I was scrolling through Instagram. Ethan's dream girl, Chloe, posted her property certificate on Insta story. The address is the house where Ethan and I lived for 5 years. The caption read, "New home, new beginnings." Someone commented below, "Congratulations, Chloe, after the rain comes the rainbow." I clicked on the comments and wrote, "This address looks so familiar, doesn't it look like my house?" The phone rang immediately, Ethan's name flashing on the screen. I took a deep breath and answered, "Are you sick in the head, Ava?" His roar almost shattered my eardrum. "Who told you to go to Chloe's and talk nonsense?" "Send nonsense?" My voice was terrifyingly calm. Then the address on the property certificate. "Isn't it where we live now?" "So what?" Ethan said matter-of-factly. "I bought it before we got married, so it's none of your business whose name is on it." You quickly delete the comment and apologize to her. Bought before marriage? I remember clearly. We bought this house in the 2nd year of our marriage. At that time, he solemnly swore that this was our common home. So, from the very beginning, he was plotting. "Ethan," I said, enunciating each word, "we've been married for 5 years. So what?" He said impatiently, "Does 5 years make you forget who you are?" Quickly delete the comment and apologize. Don't force me to get angry. Do. I looked at my phone screen and smiled, but tears still involuntarily fell down. Not long after, Chloe updated her Insta story again. A brand new $1 million Mercedes-Benz, with a delicate little bear pendant hanging on the steering wheel. He hung up the phone. She specifically tagged me, with the caption, "Thank you, brother Ethan. I love the car, and the teddy bear is even more adorable." At Ava, "Sorry, you might have misunderstood something. That bear is exactly the same as the one Ethan gave me for my birthday last year, except it has a Mercedes logo. Last year on my birthday, he held that bear and said gently, 'Ava, this is one of a kind, just like you.' Now, this one-of-a-kind item is in another woman's car." I turned off my phone, got up, walked into the kitchen, and threw the anniversary cake I had prepared, along with the box, into the trash can. Divorce. The thought had never been so clear and firm. My birthday is in a few days. I held the newly obtained pregnancy test report, which showed that I was 6 weeks pregnant. This is the child I've been waiting for 3 years. I thought, perhaps for the sake of the child, Ethan would change his mind. I called him, but there was no answer. Sent a message. It disappeared without a trace. I waited from day to night. The food on the table went cold and then hot and then cold, until 10 p.m. I couldn't help myself and checked Chloe's Insta story again. She posted a picture of a candlelight dinner. The background was a Michelin restaurant I was familiar with. Ethan had taken me there once, saying it was to celebrate the success of the project. In the photo, a well-defined hand holds a glass of red wine, and the ring on the ring finger is exactly the same as the one Ethan wears. Almost inexplicably, I commented below that post, "Congratulations." Almost instantly, Ethan's phone call came in. "Ava, what nonsense are you spouting again?" The disgust in his tone was undisguised. "How many times have I told you to stay away from Chloe? Why are you always haunting me? I just wish her happiness." I held the phone, feeling my fingertips icy. "You call that a blessing? You're clearly deliberately disgusting me." "Disgusting Chloe," he roared. "Can't you be a little more generous like a normal woman? Do you have to be so petty and suspicious?" A sudden, severe cramp came from my abdomen. Even worse than last time, my vision went black, and cold sweat instantly soaked my back. "Ethan, my stomach hurts." My voice trembled. "Trying to fake it again?" He sneered dismissively. "Ava, how many times are you going to play this sympathy-seeking trick? Let me tell you, it's useless. Delete the comments now." The pain grew more and more intense, and a surge of hot liquid flowed out uncontrollably. I looked down and saw bright red blood staining my home pants. "Ethan, save me." I used almost all my strength to shout this sentence, and then I completely lost consciousness. I don't know how long it was, but I was choked awake by the strong smell of disinfectant. Opening my eyes, I saw the pale white ceiling of the hospital. The doctor stood by the bed with a regretful expression. I'm sorry. The child couldn't be saved. You had signs of a threatened miscarriage. The emotional stress plus not seeking medical attention in time led to the miscarriage. You need to take good care of your body in the future. My hand caressed my flat abdomen, where a small life once grew. I didn't even get a chance to tell Ethan about his existence. He left just like that, silently, indirectly killed by his own biological father. Tears silently streamed down, soaking the pillow. I don't know how long it had been when the door to the hospital room was pushed open. Ethan walked in, a hint of impatience on his face. Awake? The doctor said you're fine, so get ready to be discharged. His tone was flat, as if he were just talking about the weather. He saw the discharge summary on the bedside table, which clearly read abortion. His pupils constricted slightly, then returned to normal. Is it that big of a deal that you had to make a scene at the hospital? He frowned. Wasn't it just because I didn't answer your call? I was busy with a very important project at the time. Busy having a candlelight dinner with Chloe? I looked at him, my heart as cold as death. Oh, right. He seemed to remember something, took out a small box from his pocket, and threw it on my bedside. Here's your birthday present. I opened it, and inside was the little bear with the Mercedes-Benz logo. Chloe didn't want it, so she just threw it to me. Do you like it? He seemed to be expecting my thanks. Chloe said this is quite cute. You should like it. I picked up the teddy bear and looked at him expressionlessly. Ethan, you make me feel disgusted. His face changed. Ava, what did you say? I said, you make me disgusted. I repeated clearly, word by word. He seemed provoked, stepping forward and grabbing my wrist. Say that again. He was very strong, and his grip made my wrist ache. You're hurting me. I struggled. Hurt? What is this little bit of pain? He sneered. The damage you caused Chloe is much more painful than this. You will call her right now, immediately, and apologize. Why should I apologize? Because you're cheap. Because you don't know what's good for you. He spoke rashly. I forcefully shook off his hand, and the back of my hand hit the metal railing of the headboard, making a clanging sound. Ethan, let's get divorced, I said. He was stunned, seemingly not expecting me to say that. Immediately, he scoffed. Divorce? Ava, who do you think you are? Can you survive without me? Whether I can survive or not is none of your concern. He seemed to be angered by my calmness, and suddenly grabbed my arm, trying to drag me out of the hospital bed. Come home with me. Don't make a spectacle of yourself here. In the scuffle, a familiar sharp pain shot through my right knee. There's an old scar there, left from the first year of our marriage when he got drunk and accidentally spilled boiling hot soup on my leg. At the time, he held me and cried for a long time, saying he was sorry and that he would never let me get hurt again. Now, he personally caused this old wound to relapse. Bloodstains seeped through his pants. Ethan saw it too, and paused, but didn't let go. Dramatic. He cursed under his breath, but still forcibly dragged me out of the ward. He stuffed me into the car and started the engine. The car's Bluetooth automatically connected to his phone, and Chloe's sweet voice sounded. Ethan, when are you coming back? I'm so scared being home alone. Ethan immediately picked up his phone, his tone so gentle it could drip water. Be good. I'll be right there. Wait for me at home. He hung up the phone, didn't even look at me, and slammed on the brakes. Get out of the car, he said coldly. I was stunned. Where to? The hospital is here. Go in by yourself. He pointed to the emergency entrance on the side of the road. It's quite a distance from the inpatient department we were just at. My leg is still bleeding, and it hurts terribly every time I move. Ethan, my leg. Stop talking nonsense. Get out of the car. Chloe is still waiting for me, he urged impatiently. I looked at his anxious profile, and my heart was completely cold. I pushed open the car door and awkwardly moved out of the car. The moment the car door closed, the Mercedes-Benz sped away without the slightest hesitation. I stood by the roadside, watching the taillights disappear into the night, like a piece of abandoned garbage. The pain in my right leg was intertwined with the dull ache in my abdomen, and the cold wind blew through the thin hospital gown. I gritted my teeth and moved step by step towards the emergency entrance. 50 meters felt like an eternity. When I reached the middle of the crosswalk, I couldn't hold on any longer. My vision went black, and I fell to the ground. In a haze of confusion, I felt a sharp pain in my abdomen, more intense than ever before. Warm liquid kept gushing out, staining the ground beneath me red. I completely lost consciousness. When I woke up again, I was still in the hospital. My best friend Sophia was with me. Her eyes were red and swollen. Obviously she had been crying. "Ava, you're finally awake." She held my hand. "You scared me to death." I opened my mouth, but my throat was so dry that I couldn't make a sound. Sophia quickly poured me some water. I rushed over after receiving a call from the hospital. "The doctor said you had a massive hemorrhage and almost." She choked up and couldn't continue. "Ava, what exactly happened? Where's Ethan? Why isn't he here?" I told Sophia the whole story, bit by bit. She was trembling with anger. "Bastard. He's an animal. I'm going to settle the score with him." "Forget it, Sophia." I pulled her back. "It / not worth it." "How is it not worth it? He caused you to have a miscarriage and almost killed you. This must be settled." "Miscarriage?" I was stunned. "Yes. The doctor said you had just had a minor miscarriage. Your body was weak, and you were stimulated and jolted, which led to a massive uterine hemorrhage." "Ava, you." Sophia looked at me carefully. It turned out that I fainted on the zebra crossing because the child I didn't even have time to say goodbye to has completely left me in such a tragic way. I closed my eyes, and a line of clear tears fell. I stayed in the hospital for 3 days. During that time, Ethan didn't make a single call or send a single message. It was as if I had completely disappeared from his world. On the day I was discharged from the hospital, Sophia helped me pack my things and took me home. Opening the door, I found the living room in a complete mess. Ethan sat on the sofa, his face gloomy, and suddenly stood up when he saw me return. "Where did you go? Why didn't you answer the phone?" he questioned me, his tone full of anger. I ignored him and walked straight to the bedroom. He quickly caught up and blocked my way. "I'm talking to you. Are you mute?" I looked at him with cold eyes and said, "Don't you know I'm in the hospital?" "Hospital?" He sneered. "Don't use the hospital as an excuse. Have you been fooling around with some wild man again?" He left me on the side of the road, causing me to bleed heavily and almost die. And now he's actually slandering me? "Ethan, do you have any shame?" "I have no shame. I think you are the shameless one." He pointed to a thermos on the coffee table. "What is this?" "Chloe specially made this loving porridge for you, and you don't even look at it. She cares about you so kindly, and this is how you repay her? Loving porridge?" I glanced at the thermos, and it was exactly the same as the one I saw in Chloe's Insta story before. She probably stewed too much, or Ethan didn't drink it at all and just bestowed it on me. "Take it away," I said coldly. "I find it dirty." "Ava." Ethan was completely enraged. "Don't be so ungrateful. Chloe is so kind and generous. Why are you always targeting her? Can't you learn from her? Look at you now. Petty, suspicious, neurotic. You're like a bitter, resentful woman." "Yes, I am a bitter, resentful woman." I looked at him, and laughed until tears came out. "A bitter, resentful woman you forced me to become. Are you out of your freaking mind?" He cursed rashly. "Get out." I pointed to the door. "Turn off the lights and get out of my sight." "Ava, you." I simply couldn't believe my ears. "Get out," I shouted with all my strength. Ethan was probably scared by my appearance, stunned for a few seconds, then glared at me fiercely, turned around and slammed the door shut with a bang. The world is finally quiet. I collapsed on the ground, tears flowing silently. After a long while, I took out my phone and dialed a number. "Hello, is this Attorney Lee? I would like to inquire about a divorce." Paid content prompt. The protagonist is determined to get a divorce and starts fighting back. The male protagonist is still immersed in self-centeredness, and the conflict is about to explode. The subsequent plot involves the male protagonist chasing his wife and the tragic ending of his first love, which is very exciting and dramatic. Click to continue reading and see how the heroine fights back, tears apart the scumbag, and is reborn. ****. Ethan disappeared completely for the next 3 days. I was happy to have some peace and quiet, contacted a lawyer, and started preparing the divorce agreement and collecting evidence. During that time, I saw a photo of Ethan and Chloe on Ethan's friend Leo's Instagram. They were wearing matching couple hoodies in different colors, embracing on the beach, with bright smiles. The photo caption was written by Leo, "Blessings to my best bro and, well, future sister-in-law?" The comments below were filled with congratulations, locked in, and when are we drinking wedding wine? So, the reason he disappeared for 3 days was to go on vacation with his future sister-in-law. I saved the screenshot expressionlessly and sent it to the lawyer. On the 4th day, Ethan suddenly sent me a message. "There's a get-together with friends tonight at a beach villa. You should come too." I looked at this nonsensical message and felt ridiculous. What does he take me for? A pet to be summoned and dismissed at will? I replied, no. He immediately called, his tone carrying an unquestionable command, you must come. Consider it my reward to you. Reward? What am I being rewarded for? Being abandoned, having a miscarriage, and being humiliated by him? I guess he probably wants to stabilize me while I'm secretly preparing for a divorce, or perhaps he wants to put on a show of marital harmony in front of his friends? Or is Chloe up to some new trick to humiliate me again? In any case, I've decided to go. Some things must be settled face to face. The seaside villa was brightly lit and the music was loud. When I arrived, the party had already started. Ethan was talking and laughing with a group of friends, and Chloe nestled beside him, smiling sweetly. Seeing me, Ethan's friends had various expressions, surprised, playful, and gloating. Leo walked over, patted Ethan on the shoulder, and winked ambiguously at Chloe. Ethan, aren't you going to introduce us? Ethan put his arm around Chloe's waist, a smug smile on his face. This is Chloe. He pointed at me again, his tone indifferent. This is Ava. Leo feigned surprise. Oh, this is my sister-in-law? He deliberately emphasized the words sister-in-law, but his eyes were on Chloe. A burst of laughter erupted around them. Chloe lowered her head shyly, but the corners of her mouth turned up slightly. Ethan didn't deny it, accepting the title, under the gaze of everyone. I calmly found a corner to sit down, not wanting to participate in this farce. Later on, someone suggested playing Truth or Dare. The bottle spun around a few times and pointed at me. Chloe was the one asking the question. She looked at me, a clear challenge in her eyes. Sister Ava, Truth or Dare? I heard you're a good swimmer. Why don't you go for a swim and show us? It was a windy night at the beach, and the seawater was icy cold. Besides, my leg injury hasn't fully recovered, and the doctor told me not to get it wet. I can't swim, I said calmly. How is that possible? Chloe covered her mouth exaggeratedly. Ethan told me you used to be on the swimming team. Ethan frowned, seeming to think I spoiled his fun. Ava, if you can't play, then don't, he said in an unhappy tone. I just don't want to go down. Is it that you don't want to, or you don't dare to? Chloe pressed closer. Or are you afraid of water? The people around started to jeer. Go down, go down. Ethan looked at me with cold eyes. Ava, don't spoil everyone's fun. Just go for a quick swim. I'm not going. My attitude was firm. Chloe looked at Ethan aggrievedly. Brother Ethan, look at her. Ethan seemed to have run out of patience. He suddenly grabbed my arm and pushed me hard. With a plop sound, I was pushed into the icy sea. The sudden, icy cold enveloped me, chilling me to the bone. I can't swim at all. Ethan knows that. All eyes were on me. The suffocating feeling of choking on water came over me, and I struggled desperately, flailing my arms and legs. Chloe's screams and the exclamations of the crowd came from the shore. I saw Ethan standing on the shore, with no intention of saving me, but instead turning around to comfort the frightened Chloe. Are you okay, Chloe? Did I scare you? His voice came through the water, muffled. Despair and coldness eroded me together. Just when I thought I was going to die here, a figure jumped into the water and pulled me up. I lay on the beach, coughing up the seawater that had choked my lungs, soaked to the bone, and shivering with cold. Only then did Ethan walk over, looking down at me, his face devoid of concern, only impatience. Had enough? Get up and apologize to Chloe. Why should I apologize? Because he pushed me into the sea and scared his precious darling? I raised my head, looked at the familiar yet unfamiliar man in front of me, and smiled. Ethan, my voice was hoarse, but exceptionally clear. Let's get divorced. After saying this, my eyes went dark, and I lost consciousness again. Woke up in the hospital again. Sophia was by the bed, her eyes red. Ava, how are you? I moved my fingers, feeling weak all over. Another massive hemorrhage? I asked, my voice so calm it surprised even me. Sophia nodded, tears falling. The doctor said you would have been in danger if you had been brought in any later. That bastard Ethan. I went to confront him, and he was still, means coaxing/sweet talking. Keeping happy, that bitch Chloe. I told him everything, told him that your miscarriage was all because of him. Only then did he panic. So, he knew about the child he had personally strangled. My heart is so numb that I can't feel the pain anymore. It's Leo. Over the next few days, my phone was about to explode with calls. All messages from Ethan, from initial shock and disbelief to later apologies. confessions, and pleas. Apologize? Ava, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I really didn't know. Ava, please forgive me, can we start over? Ava, I was wrong. I shouldn't have treated you like that. Please come back. I will definitely treat you well in the future. He also had Leo send various expensive tonics, which piled up in the hospital room. I didn't reply to a single message, didn't answer a single call. I told Sophia to throw away or return all the supplements. I only had the lawyer notify him to sign the divorce agreement as soon as possible. Ethan actually came on the day I was discharged from the hospital. He looked much more haggard, with dark circles under his eyes and a scruffy beard, appearing utterly disheveled. He tried to help me, but I avoided him. Ava, let's talk, he said, his voice hoarse. There's nothing to talk about. I got into Sophia's car. The agreement is signed. Have your lawyer contact my lawyer. Ethan was not resigned and got on the car as well. The car started, and the familiar Bluetooth connection prompt sounded. Chloe's voice came from the speakers again, this time a recording. Ethan, I was wrong. I shouldn't have made things difficult for you. Please don't be mad at me, okay? I know you only have me in your heart. Ethan hurried to close it, but couldn't turn it off no matter what. His face was pale, and he looked at me, his eyes full of fear and panic, but I smiled and said in a relaxed tone, it's okay, don't turn it off. It's good, you two, locked together forever. Ethan's face instantly lost all color. He tried to make a final struggle. Ava, let's go to Edinburgh? Haven't you always wanted to go? Let's go there and start over. Edinburgh, the place I once longed for the most. When we first got married, I mentioned it to him with anticipation. What did he say then? Edinburgh? What's so good about that cold and broken place? If you're going anywhere, it should be the Maldives or Hawaii. I mimicked his tone from back then and said nonchalantly, Edinburgh? What's so good about that cold and broken place? If you're going anywhere, it should be the Maldives or Hawaii. Oh right, you should take Chloe, she'll definitely love it. Ethan's expression was as if he had been slapped hard across the face. When I got home, I didn't go back to the master bedroom. I moved straight into the guest room. I placed the signed divorce agreement on his bedside table. The next day, while Ethan was at work, I dragged my suitcase and left the suffocating home. I applied to the company for a transfer to the Austin branch, where there were new projects and a fresh start. However, I underestimated Ethan's obsession. He chased after me on my third day in Austin. He held a large bouquet of roses, stood downstairs at our company, and even unfurled a banner that read, Ava, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Come home. It attracted countless onlookers. I asked the receptionist and security to stop him and not let him come up. He stood downstairs for a whole day, refusing to leave. In the evening, he actually fainted due to low blood sugar. The first thing he did after waking up was to call the police. The police found me and mediated. In front of the police, I took out the signed divorce agreement. Ethan looked at the agreement, his eyes bloodshot, staring at me intently. I won't sign. Ava, I won't get a divorce. I've broken up with Chloe. Completely. That's your business. It has nothing to do with me. My tone was calm. Either we divorce by agreement, or I'll see you in court. Perhaps Ethan really came clean with Chloe. Before long, I received a hysterical, abusive message from Chloe. Ava, you bitch. You've ruined everything for me. I won't let you go. You just wait. Do you think Ethan will still want you? He just pities you. The person he loves is me. You'll die a horrible death. You and your unborn bastard child can go to hell together. I looked at those vicious words, and my heart was without a ripple. I calmly replied, I wish you two are locked together forever. A marriage of 100 years. Then I blocked her. Chloe obviously wasn't going to let it go. Without the slightest bit of nostalgia, she began to harass Ethan obsessively, causing trouble at his company, blocking him at his door, and even smashing his door in the middle of the night. The neighbors, unable to bear it any longer, called the police. Ethan was in a terrible fix and was forced to move. He came to me again, stopping me in the hospital corridor. I come for regular checkups. Ava, look, I've completely broken up with her. I've moved. She can't find me anymore. Let's start over, okay? He tried to grab my hand. I took a step back, avoiding his touch. Ethan, I said it's over between us. I looked at him, my eyes filled with disgust. I feel physically uncomfortable just seeing you now. He was stunned, seemingly unable to believe I would say such a thing. The next second, he suddenly plopped and knelt down in front of me. Ava, I beg you, Give me one more chance. He grabbed my trouser leg, crying bitterly. I really know I was wrong. I love you. I can't live without you. He even started slapping himself in the face, each slap heavier than the last. People gathered around, pointing and whispering about us. I wasn't moved in the slightest. Ethan, stop acting. It's pathetic. I pulled my trouser leg out of his grasp. See you in court. Just a few days before the trial, Chloe sent me another message. This time it wasn't abuse, but a boast. She showed off her huge diamond ring and the plane tickets for a trip to Europe. Ava, see that? Ethan still chose me. He said he never loved you, and marrying you was just to appease his family. He said his true love is me. We're going to Edinburgh soon. And he said he wants to make up for the grievances I've suffered. Are you envious? Jealous? Ha ha ha. I looked at the screen and felt only irony. Calmly replied, congratulations. Please advise Ethan to sign the divorce agreement as soon as possible, so as not to delay your blissful life together. As expected, Chloe was provoked again. A new round of abuse flooded my phone again. I turned it off directly. Looking at the bright sunshine outside the window, I knew that some people would eventually suffer the consequences of their actions. Half a year later, the day of the trial finally arrived. I didn't expect things to end in such a melodramatic way. The day before the trial, Sophia told me that Ethan and Chloe had completely broken up. The reason is that Ethan discovered Chloe was secretly transferring assets behind his back and had contacted several backups. He finally realized that Chloe didn't love him as a person, but rather his money. He used his connections to not only reclaim the property with Chloe's name on it, but also recover the purchase price of that Mercedes-Benz. Even more ironically, he quickly found a new girlfriend, a young and beautiful female college student named Olivia. Before the court hearing, I ran into Ethan and his new girlfriend Olivia at the courthouse entrance. Olivia took Ethan's arm and looked at me with hostility and showiness in her eyes. She deliberately walked up to me and sized me up. You're Ava? You don't look like much. I really don't know what Ethan saw in you before. Before I could speak, Sophia exploded. Who do you think you are? You're just a newcomer. What right do you have to be making noise here? Olivia's face changed. You. Do you know who I am? Of course I know. Isn't that Xiaoxi? Oh no. Should it be Xiao Wu or Xiao Lu now? Sophia was unmatched when it came to her sharp tongue. Taking something others don't want and treating it like a treasure? You /re-talking nonsense. Olivia said frantically. Ethan said he only loves me. He even took back the house he gave to that Chloe and is going to give it to me. Sophia sneered. Give it to you? What are you dreaming of? He didn't even bother to put Chloe's name on that house. Do you think he'll be sincere with you? After speaking, I turned and left, without looking back. Olivia was choked speechless, glared at us fiercely, and pulled Ethan away. I watched their retreating figures, a sense of unease in my heart. Sophia felt a little self-reproachful. Did I say something wrong? I shouldn't have mentioned the house. I comforted her. It's okay. It's not your fault. Some people are destined to pay the price for their own greed and stupidity. The words proved prophetic. That very night, something happened. Olivia probably got angrier and more unwilling as she thought about it, and rushed directly to Chloe's residence, the house she rented after Ethan kicked her out. The two women argued fiercely about the house, with Olivia accusing Chloe of swindling Ethan's money, and Chloe calling Olivia a mistress. In the dispute, Ethan arrived and tried to pull the two apart. In a state of confusion and emotional breakdown, Chloe grabbed a fruit knife from the table and stabbed Olivia, but Ethan blocked it, and the knife pierced Ethan's arm. Olivia went completely crazy seeing Ethan injured and pushed Chloe violently. Chloe lost her balance and fell from the balcony. Olivia was arrested on the spot for intentional injury causing death. Ethan was also taken away by the police for investigation due to his involvement, coupled with previous economic disputes and possible instigation. Ultimately, Olivia was sentenced. Although Ethan didn't directly commit the act, he was sentenced to several years in prison because he played a disgraceful role in the whole affair and was involved in previous economic problems. Everything started and ended because of that house. 8 days later, I received the divorce decree from the court. Ethan and I are finally completely free. Sophia and I celebrated at a newly opened restaurant. The sunlight streamed through the French windows onto us, warm and pleasant. To the freshman, Sophia raised her glass. To freedom, I smiled and clinked glasses with her. All that has come before is but a prologue. Died instantly. My brand new life has only just begun.